Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So finally, I'll be releasing this video on letter of sponsorship. I'm so sorry for the delay and for everyone that has been reaching out, has been anticipating this video. I'm really sorry for taking this long. I've been involved with so many things, with my exams, with work and all that. So today, I'm finally going to do this. First, why do you need a letter of sponsorship? The letter of sponsorship is needed just to inform the consulate or the embassy about your financial capability or who is going to sponsor you. It's just like introduction to the person that is sponsoring you. So all you need is just to write a little letter introducing your sponsor, telling them about the relationship between you two. If the person is your father or your uncle or your mom or your sister or your boss or whoever the person is, the person needs to write a letter to introduce themselves to the embassy. For Italian embassy, there is no interview. So it's just your documents that will speak for you. So you need to have this letter just to explain the kind of relationship you share with your sponsor. So your sponsor this sponsorship letter is from your sponsor, in which you can write and actually let your sponsor sign on it. So if you have any issues, any alterations between sponsors, let's say, in my last video about proof of funds, I spoke about the highly recommended sponsors and not really recommended sponsors that you can use. However, whoever you are using, this sponsorship letter is meant to introduce the person properly. So in case you have differences in names, in surnames, this sponsorship letter can be used to clarify that. The sponsorship letter also will state the capacity of the person that is sponsoring you, the job they do, what they are going to sponsor you on, and all that. This is letter of support from my main sponsor, who happened to be my dad. So the letter of sponsor, it's a letter. So we have our address here. He wrote his address, home address, then the embassy's address on this end, then the title, letter of support for Ogundairo, candidate's name, Ogundairo Ayobami, and note that this your name should actually be the same as written on your passport. If you have 3 names on your passport, let this name be 3 names. If it is 2 names you have on your passport, let it be here. The name on your passport should be your name, should be your full name. Yeah, so his name, the father of my name, with passport number, my passport number. Then hereby use this medium to consent that my son should travel. Here he's just stating that he's showing his approval that I should travel, the name of the course, the name of the university and country, which is Italy. So he's stating here that he will support me financially throughout his academic pursuit in Italy, commencing from the date and the duration of the course of study. That's what is stated here. And I am capable to meet any necessary and compulsory obligations. I retired from the name of his company, of the company he retired, and we currently live in our own house. As I said in my previous video on proof of funds, you want to show that you can afford the sponsorship. Like your sponsor can afford it. You want to show that your sponsor has enough money to support you. So that's what you want to state here in this letter of sponsorship. So if your parent or your sponsor has a business, you state it here, and probably source of funds and all that. So let's continue. The financial support will cover the cost of feeding, clothing, other expenses, and any other required for him, while his uncle, my other brother, will cover the cost of his flight. So here you want to state explicitly what exactly the sponsor will be taking care of, will be covering. So that's why he listed it was listed here, cover the cost of feeding. Cost of feeding is monthly thing. You get, so these ones are repeated. While you state other, what's it called, other sponsorship that you have also in this letter, you get, required for him while his uncle, my elder brother. So if you have any issues also, let's say maybe the names of the elder brother or the surname is different, you get, this is a place that you can also write it and show that, okay, let's say if you have to trace a family tree, yeah, this is the right place to do it. But me, I didn't state it here because they have the same surname, they share the same surname, so I just wrote my elder brother. His uncle, my elder brother, will cover the cost of his flight. So note, the main sponsor is covering the major repeating costs, recurring costs, as I said, the living expenses costs. While my uncle just covered for the one-time cost, which is flight, health insurance, and other initial costs on arrival in Italy. So it shows a kind of validity that, okay, the main sponsor is covering the recurring costs. And as I said in the proof of funds video I shared, parents are very strong sponsors. So that's why I stated this way. So let your main sponsor cover the recurring costs and state them here. So in addition to this, my son has been awarded a scholarship. So here also I stated the scholarship. So please find attached all the documents of financial support from me, his uncle. So here he listed all the sponsorship I have. So all the support will ensure that he lacks nothing during his 2-year stay in your country before he's coming back to Nigeria. So you want to state that you are returning also. Like after your course of study, you need to emphasize that you will be returning. Yeah. Thanks to Italy and the University of Salento, a study visa to Italy will make his dream of advancing in his career by seeking more knowledge come true. So you want to also kind of like sell or appeal for the visa, for the study visa in this particular line. That's what he's trying to achieve here. So I humbly request that my son be given due consideration to undertake this study program. Do not hesitate to contact me through any of my contacts convenient to you. I will be more than willing to provide further information or documents if required. So you want to show that, okay, you can be contacted, like your sponsor is accessible, so that in case they have any information whatsoever, they can reach out. So yours faithfully, signature signed, then his full name, then his email address, then phone number. Please make sure that the contact details that you are sharing here is readily available, like is always available, because sometimes they do check, they do confirm. So every of your documents, any contact details you are stating on your document, make sure all of them are accessible. So if you are using, let's say, your boss at work or whoever you want to use, make sure they are reachable. They can call them or they can send emails. So that's that for letter of sponsorship from the main sponsor. Letter of sponsorship from uncle or any other type of sponsors that you have. That's the supporting sponsor. So same as the address, same, dear Sir Omar, and financial sponsorship letter for my full name with passport number, my passport number. So you don't want the letter to be you don't want the first letter, the letter of sponsorship, to be like photocopies. That's why I changed the title here. So you can also change the title, play around the title. So my name is his full name, currently residing in Nigeria and retired at Finland as his occupation. So if you have any sponsor or any family member, if your sponsor is actually has traveled out of Nigeria before or has anything, you want to state it here. You want to state it that the person has traveled out before, so the person is more legit and all that. So that's why I stated it here. I'm writing to confirm that I will be financially sponsoring my nephew. That's the type of relationship you have. My full name again here for the period of the study at University of Talento. So he wrote everything about information about my study and the duration also. So IBAM was selected under the, so he stated how I got admission, and he stated the scholarship which I have, which exempts him from university fees and charges and provides free accommodation. So I would be able to cover his traveling expenses, local insurance, and other initial expenses of upon arrival in Italy, while his father, my younger brother. So you can see the correlation, the trend. So he is stating what has been stated also before by the first sponsor, who is my dad. So he's stating it also here. So try and make sure that what you're stating in sponsor 1 and sponsor 2, it kind of tallies. And you are stating it just to re-emphasize so that they know that, okay, this is the person taking care of this is person taking care of this. So you need to state out. That's why I said, if you have not watched my previous video on initial cost prospectus or how to create a budgetary sum for study in Italy, try and go back and you can list out some of the expenses you'll be taking. You have to list them out in this sponsorship letter. So he has listed, it will cover his monthly expenses, including feed, including another miscellaneous expenses. My uncle and my dad share the same surname, so that's why I didn't have to trace the family tree much like that. I just said his father, my younger brother. So if you have, let's say, if their surname, maybe their maternal brothers, whereby they don't have the same surname, or maybe they've changed, one of them has changed his or her son, or one of them has changed the surname along the line and they don't happen to share the same surname. So this place also, you should state it and explain, okay, this person has changed his surname due to probably marriage or what have you. You can state it here so as to show that, okay, there is, so that the reviewer can actually understand that, okay, the surname change, so that when they see the different documents, they understand why there are discrepancies in the names. So I have enclosed necessary documents and bank statement as proof of my financial capacity. Don't forget these lines that you are showing. List the documents that are also attached if possible, so as to show you the proof that you can afford. So kindly contact me if you have any further clarifications. Also, call to action like contact. So yours faithfully signature, his full name, email address, and phone number. So also, please do not forget this country code. Try as much as possible to include it. Like, at least that was what I did. So that's that about the assisting or supporting sponsorship letter. So if you have other sponsors also, let them follow this trend. So yeah, that's just all you need to know about letter of sponsorship. So please note, do not plagiarize, do not lift word for word. I'm not going to release the text or the text document of this, because I know some people will just lift, copy word for word. So you have to manipulate this letter of sponsorship. That is just a template, the one I used. So please edit, put your own words, and find a way around it. You understand the concept already. I believe I've been able to give you value today. So in my next video, I'll be talking about another important letter that you need to include, which is the letter of intent. So I'm very sure you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel right now and hit the notification bell button if you have not yet subscribed, so that whenever I post another video, I release the video, especially that of the letter of intent, which you need to write by yourself. to explain and summarize all these letter of sponsorship, everything you are going to do in Italy. So I'm very sure you don't want to miss that. Do well to share also with your friends or anyone you know that is coming to study in Italy. I wish you all the best in your visa application process. See you.